Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. Again, according to the ATF, this is an SBR. Well, my SBR identifies as a pistol because this has been a pistol since I built it. Pistol brace, not a stock, right? Well, the time is ticking in this 120-day amnesty period that the ATF so graciously gave us to either register our AR pistols as SBRs, remove the pistol brace, put on a longer barrel, destroy them, or turn them in, or, if all else, if you don't do any of that, become a felon. And I've got a family to support. I'm the sole supporter of my family. And so I've got decisions that I have to make, as I'm sure many of you do as well. And so I'm going to tell you guys what I've decided for now. But before we do that, please subscribe to Sawtooth Tactical. Hit that notification bell. So I have to say that this is something that has started keeping me up at night. And it shouldn't be that way. This is absolutely ridiculous to me. I have 3 braced pistols here. They are some of my favorite firearms. I am a law-abiding citizen. My firearms have never hurt anyone and never will unless someone's breaking into my home at 3 in the morning. They're solely for fun at the range and personal home protection for me and my family. I'm not a criminal. I'm not doing any criminal things with my firearms, and I should not have to worry about the ATF showing up at my house and possibly be, getting felonies. That's absolutely crazy for doing, in my opinion, and I'm sure most of your opinions, absolutely nothing wrong. When I bought these braces, they were perfectly legal. The ATF said that they were perfectly legal for a decade. 5 years ago, they even said that it was okay to shoulder these. These firearms are much more effective, much more ergonomic because of the braces. If I had wanted registered NFA items, I would have built SBRs and registered SBRs. I'm a little bit worked up about this because they gave us 120 days to comply or become a felon. You have multiple ways you can comply, but none of them are good. I hear all the comments, I read all the comments. In fact, I reply to all the comments, and a lot of people say, I will not comply. And I definitely respect that, and I totally get it. Again, like I said, I have a family to provide for, and I don't need the ATF showing up and making me into a felon. And what they have said is that after 60 days, that they can start enforcement of this rule. In fact, the rule went into effect on day 1, which was January 31st. We have 120 days to either register these or not. That gets us to the end of May. Right now, we are in the middle of March. But like I said, 60 days until they might start enforcing this. Now, I have been very optimistic so far. I've been putting out videos every Sunday about this rule ever since, before it actually got published in the Federal Register. I've been following this very closely. And there are a lot of lawsuits. Some of them are looking very good. Things could work out really well for us before this 120 days is up. And I would hate to be the guy that went out and registered all my stuff, gave the ATF all the information about what I had and where I lived and who I am and everything else, and then the rule gets struck down in court. Now, we've also got Congress bringing Steve Dettelbach, the director of the ATF, in for questioning. He has to, explain himself basically, because Congress didn't tell the ATF that they could specifically go out and regulate pistol braces and basically through the rulemaking process come up with new law. They changed the definition of rifle, which that is something that only Congress is supposed to be able to do. So what am I going to do about this? First of all, I would love anybody that feels comfortable doing it. Let me know in the comments what your plans are. There is no judgment here, whether you decide to register your stuff because you don't want to become a felon, or whether you're not going to comply, which I definitely have a lot of respect for that. I believe that mass non-compliance can be a very effective tool against tyrannical rulemaking like this. But what I have to worry about, again, is my family. Now, I don't want to have to register these. Now, this one here, my 11.5 inch, that is something that I had already planned to eventually SBR anyway, to pay the $200 tax stamp and make it into a short-barreled rifle, be able to put a B5 stock on it and a vertical foregrip, and use it as a short-barreled rifle. It is my only AR pistol that has a magnified optic on it, and this would work great as an SBR. But I wanted to have to get to make that decision myself, not be forced into it. And I still might register this as an SBR at some point. But if I do, I might pay that $200 tax and go the traditional route rather than falling for what I believe is possibly a trap. You know what I mean? This pistol brace rule is something that the ATF is using to get a backdoor gun registry, which they have been forbidden to do up until now. Actually, they still are forbidden to have a gun registry. But what a convenient way to get one. When you say something is legal for 10 years, it becomes the most popular firearm in America, and millions, tens of millions of them are sold, and then you say that everyone has to register them or become a felon. All of a sudden, you've gotten your de facto gun registry. I really hope that the judges in these courts see exactly that, and that they strike this down knowing what it really is. In the meantime, I have, and I've thought long and hard about this, and I don't want to do it, but I will be taking the braces off of these firearms for now. Now, to me, that makes this a much less effective firearm. Having the brace on it definitely helped. I know people have been shouldering them. I know people have even been using them as a cheek rest, and they are effective either way. Having just the buffer tube makes this firearm less effective, less accurate. It makes it less safe. And so that is what drives me absolutely crazy about this. If this is about making the community safer, literally making a firearm less easy to shoot accurately by taking the brace off of it, I don't see how that benefits the community in any possible way. But I will be taking these off. Of all three of these for now, it's something I don't want to do, but I have to think about my family, and I don't want the ATF to show up in the middle of the night with flashbangs because I have a piece of plastic on the back of my otherwise perfectly legal firearms. So for now, the braces will be coming off, and it is unfortunate to me. Now, something like this AR-9, I feel like I can shoot it fairly effectively without a brace. I still don't like it. I had it designed a specific way for a reason. I wouldn't have spent my hard-earned money on these things if I had thought that I wouldn't be able to have the braces on them. The braces, again, make them much more effective, much more accurate, ergonomic. They make them easier to shoot well. And without the braces, they just look plain stupid. Unfortunately, that is the world that we currently live in, hopefully very temporarily. And so I feel like that this is a good temporary move. You can take the brace off. You have to store it away from your firearm so you don't have constructive intent where they think it would be easy for you to just put it right back on. So the braces will be going in a separate safe away from where I keep my AR pistols for now. Hopefully, one of these court cases will take care of this. Hopefully, Congress will do something about this. I've been very optimistic so far, but I've also lost some of my faith. Well, I've lost about all my faith in the government. And the court systems take a long time. And as much as I support every one of these lawsuits that has come about in order to fight this pistol brace rule, and I'm going to continue to make updates about this as often as anything new arises. This week, I didn't really have nothing new really happened this week on the pistol brace rule. There's definitely other 2A news, but a lot of other channels have covered it, and I didn't just want to spout the same stuff that all of them are. I like to bring you guys my perspective on things, something a little bit different than everyone else is doing. And this is something that has been weighing on my mind for quite some time. Hopefully, this will get beat. I can just put the braces right back on. Maybe eventually I will SBR this one, but I don't think I'm going to go through their amnesty registration. I think I might just SBR it the traditional way. I've already got a suppressor in jail right now. I have filed for an NFA item. I am in their system as far as the NFA goes, and that suppressor will go on this 300 blackout once it finally gets approved. So I still have to make the decision on whether I'm going to SBR this or not. I don't plan to SBR either of these two. I specifically wanted them in the configuration that I built them in. That's why I built them that way. And they were perfectly legal when I built them that way. So this really bothers me. I spent good money on this stuff. And I'm not just talking about the cost of the brace, which is, $80 to $100. I'm talking about the entire cost of these firearms, because I wouldn't have built this configuration of firearm if I couldn't have put a pistol brace on it. So, thank you, ATF. You are absolutely ridiculous. I want to know what you guys think about this. What do you plan to do? If you feel comfortable letting me know, please let me know. If you don't, I totally understand. If you found this helpful at all, or if you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe to Sawtooth Tactical. And from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped to get clapped.